Welcome to FlyEaglesFly News, where we bring you the latest and most electrifying updates on the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles find themselves in a situation that many teams dream about, but few actually experience. Coming off a bye week, they are perched at the top of the NFC standings, and the circumstances could not have been more favorable. Other teams stumbled, and Philadelphia benefited from the perfect storm of results. The Packers faltered at home against Carolina. The Lions were unable to contain Minnesota, and every other team in the NFC East experienced setbacks, leaving the Eagles in a position of control and confidence. At 6 wins and 2 losses overall, and with a 5-1 record within the conference, Philadelphia has put itself in command of its destiny as the season reaches a pivotal point. This game against Green Bay is far from just another regular season matchup. The atmosphere has the intensity and anticipation of a playoff game. You can feel the stakes rising with each passing day, the tension in the air, and the chill of mid-November beginning to bite. Lambeau Field, known as the frozen tundra, promises a classic cold-weather showdown. Temperatures at kickoff are expected to hover around 25 degrees, with the real field dipping closer to 17, and wind gusts above 20 miles per hour are likely. It is the kind of weather that tests quarterbacks, challenging their rhythm and precision as the ball grows hard and unforgiving. The game is set to be physical, demanding, and full of the kind of energy that makes playoff football unforgettable. Both teams understand what is at stake. The Eagles are determined to maintain their momentum and solidify their hold on the top seed. They have displayed flashes of dominance, and now everything is falling into place. Meanwhile, the Packers are fighting to prove that they can achieve consistency and belong among the upper tier of NFC contenders. Green Bay has been a puzzle this season. At times, their offense appears unstoppable, producing solid numbers and ranking near the top 10 in multiple categories. Averaging nearly 26 points per game and amassing more than 360 yards of offense, they are particularly effective on third-down conversions. Yet, the challenge has been finishing drives. In red zone situations, efficiency has dropped, as seen in their recent struggles against Carolina. Despite moving the ball and creating opportunities, they failed to capitalize when it mattered most. Defensively, Green Bay remains formidable, especially in the middle of the field. They do not surrender big plays easily and rank near the top in limiting yards per play. Their ability to prevent explosive gains has kept them competitive, even when their offense has struggled. However, the red zone remains a vulnerability. Inside the 20-yard line, Green Bay's defense ranks near the bottom of the league in preventing touchdowns. And this is exactly where the Eagles excel. Philadelphia's offense thrives in tight spaces, and this matchup could very well hinge on which team asserts dominance in the red zone. On the offensive side, the Eagles have been clicking under Jalen Hurts. Prior to the bye week, they looked like a completely different team, efficiently dissecting defenses with both air and ground attacks. Against Minnesota, the Eagles executed with precision, attacking one of the league's strongest defenses. Following that, they dominated the Giants at home with a balanced approach reminiscent of their identity in previous championship-caliber seasons. In that game alone, Philadelphia amassed over 400 total yards, including a staggering 270 rushing yards. Performances like this elevate the entire offense, giving the line confidence, opening up play action, and keeping opposing defenses guessing. Hurts did not need astronomical passing numbers to dominate, but his control was evident. Throwing 4 touchdowns with no turnovers, he displayed total command of the game. This version of Hurts, calm, decisive, and efficient, is exactly what the Eagles need as they pursue the top seed. Turnover avoidance has been a critical difference-maker, as the team has committed none in their 2 wins prior to the bye. Clean execution, efficient drives, and sustained rhythm define this Eagles offense, making them a formidable challenge for any opponent. Statistically, Hurts is in the conversation for most valuable player. With 20 total touchdowns and only 2 turnovers on the season, his completion percentage ranks among the league's elite. His dual-threat capability, both passing and rushing, creates consistent danger for defenses. While overall offensive statistics may not always appear dominant, the Eagles' ability to finish drives sets them apart. They lead the league in red zone efficiency, scoring touchdowns on 85% of their trips inside the 20-yard line, a key factor that could determine the outcome against Green Bay. Despite the advantages, the matchup will be far from easy. Green Bay possesses a strong pass rush, and when Jordan Love is comfortable, he can exploit any defense. Yet, when pressured, mistakes emerge. This season, Love has completed over 70% of his passes, thrown for more than 2,000 yards, and produced 13 touchdowns against 3 interceptions. However, history shows a different narrative against Philadelphia. In 3 career matchups, Love has struggled, throwing more interceptions than touchdowns. Facing Vic Fangio's defense, he will encounter relentless pressure designed to disrupt rhythm and exploit weaknesses. Philadelphia's defense has shown steady improvement, but is still seeking full consistency. Statistically, they have been average overall, but their philosophy of bending without breaking, particularly in the red zone, has allowed them to remain competitive. The challenge lies in third down execution, where missed tackles and miscommunication have extended drives unnecessarily. Coming off the bye with fresh legs and new personnel, the Eagles have the opportunity to tighten this aspect of their game. New defensive additions add intrigue and potential impact. Michael Carter provides versatility in the secondary, capable of slot coverage or stepping into safety roles. Jalen Phillips brings explosive pass rushing ability that can change the game's momentum. Veteran cornerback G.Y. Alexander offers experience and insight into the Packers' tendencies. How quickly these players integrate into Fangio's system will be crucial, and effective deployment could significantly influence the outcome. Philadelphia's defensive line remains their primary weapon. They have pressured quarterbacks relentlessly all season, and cold conditions could enhance that effectiveness. A slick field and a harder ball amplify the impact of pass rush, and collapsing the pocket could force Love into mistakes. Discipline is essential, particularly against Green Bay's rushing attack, which averages nearly 4 yards per carry. Past struggles against strong backs suggest that containment and tackling will be critical. In the backfield, Saquon Barkley has displayed revitalized form. A dominant performance against the Giants, with 150 yards on 14 carries, showcased his decisive, explosive running style. Complemented by Tank Bigsby's power and speed, Philadelphia possesses a backfield built for cold weather success. In freezing temperatures and high winds, the running game becomes central to strategy and survival, keeping drives alive while wearing down the opposition. This sets the stage for what feels like an early playoff preview. 2 talented, determined teams meet with something to prove. The Eagles aim to solidify their conference lead and demonstrate their long-term potential, while the Packers fight to maintain relevance in the NFC elite conversation. Execution, discipline, and the ability to handle the elements will define the game. Lambeau Field will be charged with energy, and every snap will carry significance, from key third downs to critical turnovers. The matchup is no longer about statistics alone. It is about heart, resilience, and performing under pressure. Stepping onto Lambeau Field in mid-November exposes players to harsh conditions that test leadership, composure, and toughness. The Eagles have built a reputation on resilience, winning even when situations are adverse. That identity will be tested against a Packers team known for its competitiveness and refusal to yield at home. Green Bay faces a new reality without Tucker Kraft, whose absence shakes the balance of their offense. Kraft was not only a key target, but also a strategic piece who created mismatches and open lanes for both the run and pass game. Without him, Jordan Love loses a reliable security blanket, forcing the Packers to adjust their attack. Young receivers will need to step up, and Aaron Jones must carry a heavier load in both rushing and receiving. Yet the Eagles' defensive front is unforgiving, ready to make every yard earned a battle. Love will have to make plays under pressure, and the success of Green Bay's offense depends on his ability to handle relentless disruption from Philadelphia's defensive line. Vic Fangio's defense will focus on rotations, disguises, and timing. With Kraft out, Green Bay may try quick passes and motion to exploit potential mismatches, and the Eagles must communicate flawlessly. Nakobe Dean has quietly improved, demonstrating better instincts and disciplined tackling. Jahad Campbell and Zach Bond offer versatility and speed, giving Fangio the tools to mix looks, send disguised pressures, and test Love's patience early. Forcing the quarterback to hold the ball even a fraction longer could create turnovers and swing momentum. Philadelphia knows that pressure is not just a tactic, but a weapon capable of defining the game, and their defensive coordination will be tested to its limits. Offensively, the Eagles' mission remains simple: maintain rhythm and balance. The recent wins before the bye showcased a physical style of football that wears defenses down. The offensive line has been dominant, opening massive running lanes and providing Hurts time to operate. Against Green Bay's aggressive front, exploiting overpursuit through play action and tempo variations will be essential. Every snap must maximize efficiency and control the pace, forcing the Packers into reactive play rather than dictating the game. Jalen Hurts embodies the leadership needed in this environment. Cold temperatures, hostile fans, and a playoff-like atmosphere are challenges that test poise and decision-making. Hurts has consistently shown the ability to manage games under pressure, extending plays when the pocket collapses and making calculated risks with both air and ground attacks. His composure elevates the entire offense, allowing the Eagles to operate efficiently even in adverse conditions. The running game will once again form the backbone of Philadelphia's strategy. Saquon Barkley has regained his explosive, patient style, capable of turning small openings into massive gains. Tank Bigsby complements him with power and speed, creating a dual-threat backfield ideally suited for cold weather, grinded-out football. Maintaining possession, converting third downs, and keeping the clock moving will be vital to controlling the game and neutralizing the Packers' pass rush. The offensive line must continue its dominance to create opportunities for the backs and open passing lanes for Hurts. The trenches will determine the outcome of this game more than anything else. Below freezing temperatures and a hardened field amplify every block, every tackle, and every gap in discipline. Philadelphia's offensive line carries the responsibility of controlling the line of scrimmage while avoiding penalties and maintaining cohesion against Green Bay's stunts and blitzes. On defense, containment on the edges is crucial. Jordan Love's athleticism allows him to escape pressure, but the moment he improvises can be the turning point for momentum. Exploiting lapses while maintaining structure is where Philadelphia can dominate. Defensive newcomers could play a pivotal role. Jalen Phillips brings explosive edge rushing that can disrupt blocking schemes, create immediate pressure, and impact key passing downs. Michael Carter's versatility in coverage adds flexibility against motion and quick passes, while veteran G.Y. Alexander offers situational awareness and pre-snap recognition. Integrating these pieces seamlessly will be a test for Fangio, but success could tip the scales in Philadelphia's favor. Momentum heading into this game is critical. A victory at Lambeau not only solidifies the Eagles' position atop the NFC, but also sends a message: this team is peaking at the right time. Confidence gained from winning in a hostile environment carries over into the remaining schedule, shaping the playoff picture and setting the tone for January. Philadelphia understands that every game matters, and the difference between hosting postseason contests or traveling through freezing conditions could hinge on nights like this. Green Bay, on the other hand, is fighting to salvage consistency. Their season is still alive, but mistakes against a disciplined and opportunistic Eagles team could be costly. Turnovers, missed assignments, or mental lapses will be ruthlessly punished. The Packers must execute nearly flawlessly to compete, as Philadelphia excels in turning small errors into points and controlling the tempo to their advantage. FlyEaglesFly News family, smash subscribe and hit like. Your support keeps the freshest Philadelphia Eagles updates flying in. Drop your take in the comments, and let's talk birds. Whispers are swirling through the NFL world, and the latest buzz might just shake the very foundations of the league. Odell Beckham Jr., the mercurial wide receiver, whose name still sparks headlines wherever he goes, is reportedly on the verge of landing in Philadelphia. The Eagles, known for their bold moves and willingness to swing for the fences, could be about to make one of the most talked-about acquisitions in recent memory. Sources close to the situation suggest that talks have been heated, with Philadelphia's front office reportedly pulling out all the stops to woo Beckham, who has long been a fan favorite and headline magnet. Fans across the league are already imagining the possibilities. Beckham, a player whose blend of jaw-dropping athleticism and headline-grabbing personality has made him one of the most electrifying talents in the sport, could inject a new level of dynamism into an Eagles offense that has flirted with brilliance but sometimes struggled to consistently dominate. Rumors hint at behind-the-scenes meetings, late-night phone calls, and even a few in-person sit-downs as the team works feverishly to finalize what could be a blockbuster move. The speculation is fueling debates across social media and sports radio, with analysts and fans alike questioning how this fit could reshape the NFC landscape. Philadelphia, a city that thrives on passion and intensity, seems tailor-made for Beckham's flair. The optics alone, Beckham catching passes under the bright lights of Lincoln Financial Field, fans roaring in approval, would be a cultural moment for the franchise. Yet, there's an undercurrent of caution. Beckham's career has been marked by spectacular highs and frustrating interruptions, and Eagles brass will undoubtedly weigh every factor before making anything official. Still, the buzz is undeniable. Some insiders even suggest that preliminary agreements could be closer than anyone realizes, and that a formal announcement might not be far off if the stars align. For now, it's a tantalizing rumor, a sports world fever dream of sorts. But as whispers turn into chatter and chatter into speculation, one thing is certain. If Odell Beckham Jr. really is headed to Philly, the NFL is about to get a whole lot more exciting. Eagles fans, grab your binoculars and your popcorn. This could be a season to remember. That's a wrap from FlyEaglesFly News. If you want the fastest Eagles updates, subscribe, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Sound off in the comments. Let's talk birds.